I think it was a point of desperation, right? We just reached that point where I was ready to find an apartment. Cathy always had a suitcase packed, and we were ready to, I guess go our own ways.
There were, things that we were seeking outside of our marriage that didn't fill us. We just kind of strayed.
After we had our first son, Cathy went through some mental health issues. You thought, oh, we have this beautiful home, we're having a baby, and then 4 months later, things really started falling apart.
I really didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to seek help. And my first episode, I was, rushed off to the hospital.
After, I think it was Cathy's either third or fourth episode, I had just reached a point where my outlet was alcohol.
We each made choices in our relationship that compromised that trust.
It led our focus to be the kids instead of our marriage. And so we stopped feeding our marriage or nurturing our marriage. When you do that for 15 years, you end up with a challenge. Are we going to fix this or make amends with it? Or are we going to just part our ways? There are several times where I just had to go and rely on God to give me the strength to continue.
We both come from divorced parents. We don't want that for each other. We don't want that for our kids. I think that's ultimately why we're like, we're gonna give it one more shot.
I was just sitting in church and looking at church resources, and that's how we came across Relationship Lifeline.
After we went to Relationship Lifeline, that was a huge turning point. It was the beginning to the repairing of what needed to take place.
I realized for the first time in my life, I was the problem. Without God, none of this is possible in the first place, right? So now I think we look forward to giving back. And what that giving back looks like is, doing other things at church, mentoring other couples. We pray over each other every day. It's a complete turnaround. It's pretty awesome.
Praying every morning has really helped too, to start the day off right, being Christ-focused. If we're centered in Christ, then we love like Christ as we go out into the world, being role models for our children and for our family and friends.